Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Anxious Millennial. My name's Adriana. Today's video is going to be on skincare, specifically the Gua Sha facial massage technique, which I've been using lately and loving. So if that's something that you're interested in learning more about, then please keep on watching. So like any good anxious millennial, I just turned 27 and I've become concerned with aging and just taking overall better care of my skin. My aim is to do that as naturally as possible. I'm not ready for any injections or fillers yet, and to also do it on a budget. So enter the Gua Sha. A Gua Sha is a board that looks like this. It's usually made out of jade, but I've seen ones that are made out of rose quartz or other stones. And the way that you use it is you scrape either your facial or your body muscles, because there's body-sized Gua Shas. And the idea is that by scraping the muscles, you are relieving muscle tension, improving blood circulation, and aiding in lymphatic drainage. So lymphatic drainage massage is like its own science. I'll link an article in the description box so you guys can read more about it. I won't bore you too much with the details. But the basic gist of it is that by using a Gua Sha board and massaging the face, we're promoting blood circulation, and blood circulation is completely essential to any sort of health throughout your body. If you cut off the blood supply to a part of your body, that part of your body will quickly die. And if you have poor circulation in a part of your body, then those cells in that area are going to die or age quickly. So just by living our lives and stress, we do develop tension in our facial muscles. I develop it in this area because I tend to clench my jaw when I'm upset or stressed. And when that tension develops, it creates tough connective tissue that inhibit blood flow. So by using the Gua Sha, we're breaking that connective tissue up and letting the blood flow in and do what it needs to do, which is to keep our cells healthy, which in turn gives us beautiful skin. So without further ado, let's get started. But first, coffee. So as far as choosing the right tool, I paid $10 for this one on Amazon, and I swear I've seen the exact same one at Sephora for $30, so I don't think you need to spend very much. And I think that the biggest difference between different boards that I've seen isn't so much the quality of material used, it's the shape. So usually a Gua Sha board will have some type of flat edge, and then these rounded edges that are meant for like your cheekbones or your brow bones or your jaw. This edge it's quite a sharp dip, and I've seen other ones that are much more rounded, like a full like U shape. So if you're a person with like really round protruding cheekbones, you might opt for that board because it'll fit your facial bone structure better. But I don't really have that problem, and I'm still a beginner, so I'm okay with this one, but that is something to keep in mind. So to start, all we really need is a clean Gua Sha board and clean skin. However, we do need to lubricate the skin. Even though there are benefits to scraping the skin and the facial muscles, we don't want to do that over dry skin because that'll cause the skin to drag and pull, which could result in the opposite of what we're trying to do, which is cause damage and wrinkles. So to lubricate the face, you can use your favorite facial oil or cream. It's awesome too because you're pushing it into the skin, so whatever benefits that oil or cream have, I think are amplified by this method. Today I'm going to be using the very last of my favorite facial oil. It's the Ageless Restorative Oil by Lua, but like I said, you can really use anything that you're already using and that's already your favorite. We just want the skin slippery for the Gua Sha to glide over. So you can do this at night or in the morning. It doesn't really matter. I think it's nice to do it at night because then you can let the facial oil just sit on your face and not have to wipe it off. But honestly, like, I tend to be more lazy about skincare at night, so I usually do it in the morning, which is totally fine because it like wakes me up and it's a good start to my day. Okay, so to start, we're going to use this flat edge and begin on the neck. This is one of my favorites. So you obviously can't hear this, but I can hear my neck muscles like rippling. It feels really good. We're starting on the neck because the neck is important. I heard this quote recently saying that your face starts from your nipples to your hairline, which means not to neglect your neck and your chest. So I'm just using this flat edge to push up about 10 times on each side. Any motion that we're doing, we're going upward and outward. We certainly don't want to pull down because we're trying to lift the skin. Okay, next I'm going to use this edge to do my jawline. Now on a scale of 1 to 10, the pressure I'm using is probably like a 4. But as I mentioned, I tend to carry tension in this area. So if I go maybe like a week without using this, the tool will get caught on like a knot that I naturally develop here. But right now it's mostly worked out because I've been consistent. There it is. So I'm using enough pressure to where I feel like I am working out these facial muscles, but not enough to where I'm hurting myself or gonna get like a bruise. We're gonna go back to this flat side and go up. I can feel it rolling over knots right here. And I'm like opening my mouth to just aid the tool. Okay, next I'm gonna take the same flat edge and work from here to here. I find that I carry, I don't know about everyone, probably because smiling, you develop tension and knots right here. Oh yeah, it literally is like rolling over a big knot. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, next is one of my favorites, but the one that looks the silliest. I'm just making sure that there's oil on where I'm gonna work next. It's these muscles around the mouth. I think women, mature women, you will see, or women with mature skin, you will notice, you know, wrinkling around the mouth because there's so much movement and action in that area. And I think one way to help with that and to help prevent it is definitely to stretch these muscles and make sure that this is getting worked. So using the same flat edge, I just hold down one side of my lip. I look like a frog. I look like a frog, but it feels really good. And then I'll go underneath. Ooh, and I can feel it right here too. Okay, next I want to hit my sinus areas. So I did go here over my cheekbone, but I like to work right here around my sinuses because I do also tend to hold pressure and tension there. And I'm going to use this rounded edge. This one is the most painful or the most sore for me. And look how like rosy my face is getting. I'm not hurting my face, but I'm definitely like stimulating my skin, and it's getting that blood flow that we want. Okay, so moving on to the brow bone. This is a sensitive area skin-wise. So I just want to show you guys. This is me running my finger like totally gently along my eyelid skin, and you see that my eyelid skin pulls a little bit. So if you see my skin pulling, it's not because I'm dragging it with the tool, that's just what the skin does. So I'm going to use the short side underneath. And I'm going to be gentle just because that skin is delicate, and I'm bringing it down to the temple. Okay, next, going back to this flat edge, I'm going to work on my forehead. So this is another area where I can be pretty sore or tender because this is another sinus area. So I do 5 to 10 strokes in the center. And I think the forehead, as far as skin and giving away your age of it, I think the forehead is like a major giveaway. Definitely want to protect the forehead and keep that skin looking nice. Using the same flat edge, I'm now going from the center outward, and I'm really rolling across my temples. And usually, just to finish up, in the beginning, I pushed, using the flat edge, I pushed upward on my cheek. I'll just kind of finish off using this big long edge that's going to cover like all of this over my whole cheek and cheekbone area. Oh, I can't remember if I skipped this for the cheekbones. You could also do it like this. Depending on the shape, I feel like this side could be more effective than this side. It's like I told you, this is so sharp that it's a bit harder to actually like cup the cheekbone there. So it's up to you whether you want to use this side or this side. I use both, and it's fine either way. This is a major muscle right here, your zygomatic muscle. So when you roll over it, you will notice knots, and this one, I don't know what it's called, but it's another major muscle where you will notice tension when you work over it. And that is it. That is my gua sha routine. Obviously, I would do it on both sides of my face, but just for the purpose of the demo, I only did my left side. You notice how rosy my face is. And another benefit that I've heard to gua sha is that it disperses pigment, meaning that it like breaks up developing pigment where you might develop melasma. It like breaks it up and pushes it around to prevent discoloration in your skin. I haven't been doing gua sha long enough to really report on those benefits, but it is something to keep in mind. So yeah, that's it. So simple, so easy, super fun to do, like I said, in the morning or at night. Just a really relaxing and intentional way to take care of yourself. So if you guys have any other methods that you use with this board, or a board that you really love, leave it in the comments for me. I would love to learn about it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.